All right. So if you don't know me, I'm Sarah Jones. I'm a mindset coach here at Celestial Wellness Studio. And today we are going to be talking about the 5 insteads. So if you have been trying to break a habit, or if you've been struggling to get over a breakup, you will want to stay tuned to learn how to kind of change your mindset in a way that helps you move through this situation, not get stuck in depression, not get stuck with anxiety. But this is more of a depression thing. So I'm just going to take you back down memory lane real quick so I can let you know kind of where I'm coming from. So when I ended my last marriage, I was in this place of being really lost. I had really just built my whole world around this person. We had all the same friends. Basically, I had his friends. We did things together. I didn't do a lot of stuff on my own. It wasn't that kind of relationship where I could do that. So, like everything, my whole identity was all wrapped up in this relationship, in this person. So when the relationship ended, I was completely lost. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was lost even going to the grocery store to buy food for the week to figure out what I was going to make because it no longer included this person. I didn't know who to reach out to hang out with because like I said, all of my friends were, with this person. And I just didn't know what to do every day. I didn't know what to do. So I kind of zombied through life for a little bit. And I had to really make sure that I didn't let my depression and my heartbreak make me fall into this hole or this well. I like to call depression, it's like being at the bottom of the well. Um, I had already struggled with depression, and now here I was in total heartbreak, total loss, didn't know what to do with life, didn't feel like doing anything anymore. Like even if I was gonna have a good day, I didn't have any clue what to do with it, right? And the unknown was already highly stressful, especially to me mentally as well as physically, you know. Um, so I allowed myself space to cry, to feel the heartbreak, to stay in bed. I functioned when I had to, and I did some self preservation, as I'd like to call it, and moved through those first couple of weeks, really. And I didn't allow myself to feel bad for feeling bad. And then I began to kind of wake up from that, and I would put little sticky notes on my mirror to tell myself, I deserve more. I deserve to be happy today. I deserve to have a good day, just things to get myself back on track. I had to take back power of my own life somehow. I had to break this habit of being in this depressive mode. I had to take back my environment. I had to explore new places. I had to try new things. I had to figure out my life in a different way. And like I had to live my life in a different way. So that's where the 5 insteads can apply. And it can apply to any situation in your life. If you're trying to break habits, trying to break avoidant behaviors, trying to break social anxiety, to push your own boundaries, just when you want to do something differently, come to the 5 insteads and create your 5 insteads. um, so, you might have to go back to different situations or feelings that you might not want to remember, but they're helpful. Feelings and emotions are always helpful to guide us to change because we don't want to feel that way again. We don't want to deal with that emotion again. So we're going to find our five go-tos here. Our 5 insteads are your go-tos when a certain emotion triggers you into like this negative space. Okay, so instead of doing, seeing, feeling the thing, you have a plan. We need you to have a plan. Plans are your toolbox. We need you to have a toolbox. Okay. So, like, back then, instead of listening to love songs, which would bring up all kinds of emotions for me, I would listen to rap music. Okay. Complete opposite of love songs, complete, different things. But I like listening to music, but I couldn't listen to love songs because they would trigger me. They would trigger my emotions. So that was one of my insteads. Another instead, when I would get home at night and I'd make dinner and do the dishes, then what do I do? We used to watch different TV shows together. So I would have to find a new TV show that I liked, I enjoyed. I didn't even know the channels. Instead of watching one that I had previously enjoyed with somebody else. All right. And then instead of feeling lost, I told myself I'm going to find my own way again. All right. So if you're trying to break any kind of habit, I quit smoking cigarettes. So instead of, that if you ever smoke cigarettes, you'll know that cigarette after you eat is like the best one, or your cigarette with your morning coffee. So I had to write an instead for those. Instead of having a cigarette with my morning coffee, I'm going to have my morning coffee and I would eat breakfast instead. I would have a muffin. Instead of smoking a cigarette after dinner, I would take a walk instead. So you replace one feeling, emotion, behavior with something else that is completely different or is healthier. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again. So if you're trying to specifically move through a breakup or break a specific habit, you'll want to make a list of the 5 things that probably trigger you the most about that situation, and then give yourself those 5 insteads. And keep that list, whether you put it on your phone or write it down. I like to keep stuff in my notes on my phone. I can easily get to it. I almost always have my phone. Then you can get to it and make that change. Like, oh, I can't remember what I'm supposed to do now. When this happens, you just go right to your list and say, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to do this. I'm going to do this instead. Okay. That is one of the easiest ways to change a habit, change your mindset, get yourself unstuck from kind of being in that depressive mode or getting lost in that depressive mode. All right. So let me know in the comments if this tip has helped you. As always, we are getting a lot of our tips here from the Don't Fucking Panic book. So the link is in the video description if you want to pick that up yourself and work with it. And if you have not joined us in our group, the Celestial Wellness Hub, the link is there as well. Please join us. We are going to be doing a self-love class at the end of this month. So you will not want to miss that. Thank you guys for joining me today. Have a great day.